Yo, we are live, coming live from coming live from Park Forest, Illinois, right outside Chicago, in the Chicagoland area. My name is Coach Chef, and I want to officially bring everyone into the official first episode for week two, the Chicago Clubhouse Network, Chicago Clubhouse Network midweek Bears report. Midweek Bears report brought to you by coming to you from Chicago Clubhouse Network. My name is Coach Chef. I'll be one of three hosts. We have some hosts to introduce today. We're going to review last week's game and this week's game, and then we're going to roll it down. So, once again, Coach Chef. Right now, I want to bring on a person who came on for I want to call it, this is our first official episode. So, the last time you saw us 2 weeks ago, the last game before the first season, before the first game. I'm going to bring on Amp. Yo, what's up, brother? How you doing?
Hey, what's going on, Chef? How's it going, baby?
It's going, man. Got the little one. As soon as I put him down, he went, and he couldn't handle it. So, for those who don't know, Amp is one of our new co-hosts for our midweek Bears report. We had an episode 0. That's what I called it because it technically wasn't Bears season yet. So that was our episode 0. This is our official first episode. So happens to be week 2. We had some logistics issues for week 1 because finding a producer and making sure everything was on the same page. But we are on the same page this week. And Amp, for those who don't know, just give a quick rundown for those who did not tune in to episode 0. Where you from? How long you been a Bears fan? All of you did.
Okay. Well, I've been a Bears fan since 1975. I am the official old man of the group. I'm from the far south suburbs of Chicago, and man, I love football. I have one team. One team only. Anyone tells you they got 2 teams, not a football fan. My team, the Bears. The B-A Bears.
You know what? I have teams. I moved around a lot as a kid, so I lived in Arizona. I was I was a Cardinals fan, like low key when the Bears weren't good. Well, both actually in the '90s, neither team was good. So
Shame on you, Chef.
What can I say? The Cardinals were in Chicago. I have a clue. The Cardinals were formerly in Chicago. Then they moved to St. Louis, and then they moved to Arizona. We had when I lived in Arizona, they had Buddy Ryan, Super Bowl winning defensive coordinator for the '85 Bears as the head coach. They were trash, but hey, I rooted for them when I couldn't get Bears games because when you in the Southwest, you can't get Bears games unless they're prime time. Sorry, I had to watch Bears games. This is before NFL Network.
Coach Chef.
I'm sorry.
I'm old enough to remember like a lot of things, right? But the Bears being the Cardinals, no, man, you could no. Come on, man. Come on.
I would say the Cardinals. Chicago used to have two football teams. Okay. So just the history. I'm a history nerd, history buff. When you move other places, man, sometimes you get indoctrinated in kind of watching other teams. So I followed. I'm not saying I've ever rooted for the Cardinals against the Bears. That's never happened. But you find interest in another team. I was young. I had to follow another team. I watched Arizona State when they had Jake Plummer. So when the Cardinals drafted them, I was like, hey, man, this is my second NFC team.
Oh, I wouldn't know anything about it. I'm sorry. Next.
All respect. Okay. With all that being said, so we already rolling. I want to give a shout out to our producer today, my man EZ. He's producing.
Yes,
I want to come on real fast since we're doing show updates. You have a brand new show coming on next week. Tomorrow. You want to come on and give the people the info real fast?
Yeah, of course. What's up, guys? My name is
Easy.
What's up, Easy? He does it.
What's up,
first of all, I just want to say it's okay to have a second favorite team, just not like 2 favorites in football, right? Like I have a very clear number 2. It's the Chargers because I live out here, and No, but like
See?
when the Chargers play the Bears, which is going to happen this year, I'm going to go to the
I'm
game
there.
and I'm going to be decked out in navy and orange. You know, like because the Bears are my number one team. Now, like, yeah, I like the Chargers are like they're like the side piece team. But anyway,
And they're an AFC team. You could have an AFC team.
like we play them once every 4 years and it's fine. But look, it's not really like a. But yeah, it's obviously Bears are number one. The
Right.
basketball is a whole other conversation, but not going there. Where I'm going is I have a show called Easy Does It. It's going to be Fridays. Now it used to be Thursdays. Now it's going to be Fridays at around 8 o'clock Central Time, which isn't necessarily prime podcast time, but it is prime easy time. So I definitely have unique perspectives on the Bears and everything they're doing. I'm not going to wow you with X's and O's knowledge or anything like that, but I will give you the true perspective of a professional fan. And that's
there we go.
There you go.
Easy, and thank you for producing tonight.
What'd you say?
Thank you for producing tonight, sir.
Oh yeah, of course. And I'll I'll get out of your hair soon, real quick. Also, I do want to say sometimes Coach Jeff hops on and hosts with me, and hopefully we get some really cool guests throughout the year.
The last time me and you did a show together was it was literally an hour or two after the DJ Moore trade.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We went about an hour.
Oh, by the way, my mom got to see Elijah Davis, who we interviewed. She got to see him play the other day because they went.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, he had a couple carries.
Oh wow.
10 yards, something.
Yeah, he had a couple carries. I tuned in with his dad. I'm sorry, Em. So a guy, quick synopsis. A guy I played college football with. His son was a 4-star recruit out of Louisiana, and we had him on as a guest on Easy Show. And he's a true freshman at Louisiana, formerly known as Louisiana Lafayette, the Raging Cajun.
Right.
So he's playing as a true freshman. They're 1-1 this year, I think, and he got his first carries as a Division I running back. Last week he was like all metro, all area in Louisiana, big kid. I think he was highly acclaimed out of Louisiana, and he signed to a hometown team. His pops coached him in high school. I played football with his pops in Iowa, so I've had him on a couple shows, and we interviewed him last year. So for all those who are football fans, if you want to reach out to someone that vicariously through me and Easy. Elijah Davis, everybody calls him Bill. He plays for Louisiana, Raging Cajun, UL, Louisiana. Come on now. And if you ever check out a game, I think he's number 7.
I believe so. And yeah, I mean, my mom and stepdad go to every ODU game, so they were there. They got to see him play, which is kind of cool. Anyway, that's about it. I'm gonna sign off now. But yeah, please enjoy the Chicago Bears midweek report, even though it comes after a very sad game. All right. Peace.
Yeah, it's all right. Thank you. All right. With that being said, yes, please check out Easy's. Easy does it on Fridays, 8 p.m. Central Time. Easy is out of the West Coast, out of California, and love working with that guy. He's a good guy. Watch his show, support it. Tell your friends about it. Okay. With that being said, also want to give a couple other shout outs to our other shows. She Said What She Said. That's on Wednesdays, and of course, our grandfather show, or our father's father show, the Tuesday show, the Chicago Clubhouse podcast, brought to you by JB, Foulmouth Chris, Frank the Tank, and occasionally T Nick, the man above, who put all this together. So that's what we got there. Now we have some new news. I got Little Chef here who's being difficult right now. We have a new co-host. Most people know that I team up with Brooke. Unfortunately, she will no longer be with us or the network. All the best to her and all her endeavors, whatever she does. And so we have a new co-host. Our additional co-host is a young lady out of a land very, 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 very far away, and she goes by the name of Sugar and Vodka.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, what's going on, Sugar and Vodka?
What's up?
I'm loving watching Little Chef. He waves every once in a while.
Yeah, he's my home's local terrorist. He is everywhere tearing up everything all the time. Me and him have been at it all day since I was on Daddy Daycare.
I bet.
So anyway, welcome, Sugar and Vodka from a land very, 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 very far away. Can you tell us, since you're so far away, how you became a Bears fan and everything Chicago fan?
Well, I was born and raised Chicago White Sox, and actually I was born and raised Colts fan because of my dad, and I'm a daddy's girl 110%. But obviously, I love the Bears, so it was hard telling him, and I was like, sit him down, Dad. He still calls traitor. But it is what it is, and bear down.
There you go. There you go. How many teams do you have, Sugar and Vodka? Tell me. How many teams do you have?
Just the Bears. Just the Bears.
There you go. That's what I wanted to hear.
You've never rooted for the Cardinals. You've never rooted for the Cardinals.
Never. Well, unless they were playing Green Bay, I'm sure I did. But...
Well, there you go. I'll take it.
Yeah, there you go.
But I root for anybody playing Green Bay, so you know.
That is also true. That's also true. So, welcome to the family. Welcome to the Chicago Clubhouse Network family. Welcome to being one of the co-hosts, all three of us on the. Yeah, I know. Midweek. Okay, you want to be on TV. You want to be online. Midweek Bears Report, brought to you by Chicago Clubhouse Network and sponsored to you by Moore's Beer. You're not gonna get it? Okay, that's all right.
You want it now?
Oh yeah, we can do it. Okay. Yeah. Still knocking out the cake. I said I was gonna come to you beginning and the end of the show. We're gonna do the sponsors beginning and the end. Yeah.
Listen, shout out to my man Terrence from Chicago's Clubhouse Podcast, from the Moore's Brewing Company here in Chicago, Illinois. All right, we got bros out here putting out this for the Moors. It's tasty. I didn't even have to come on here lying about this. All right, this tastes like what I like when I drink a beer. I don't drink a beer often because I'm too big and I need to stay off of carbonated drinks. But this is the carbonated drink you need to open up and crack and take a sip. All right, if you want to come out of the dark ages, be educated. All right, get you some of this Moore's brew right here. It's definitely tasty. You can get it in Kimbark and High Park.
Whoa. I thought we were a team. Where's Mines? And when are we getting in Tempe, Arizona?
I guess we're going to have to find out, man. But everybody out there, for here in Chicago, go to Kimbark and pick you up some Moors.
All right. All right, big brother. Take your little brother upstairs. All right. Back to the show, back to the focus. We're a little behind schedule, but that's okay. So what we want to do right now, so we've introduced everybody, we've done our sponsor, we've done all the updates for the network. I just want a quick synopsis of you all's opinions, thoughts about the previous game versus the hated FGB, the Green Bay Packers. Since Sugar and Vodka. I almost said Sugar and Spice. Oh Lord, Sugar and Vodka. Since you are the newest family member, can you give us since it's already Thursday, can you, and everyone's done all their, thoughts about the game, can you give us your opinion really fast about what you thought about the Packers and Bears last Sunday?
It was a complete fucking train wreck. Nothing went right. It was bad play calling. Nobody did their job. Claypool looked so lazy. I don't know what anybody was doing at that point, and why wasn't getting more? What did we get him for if he's not going to be in the game? That's what we got him for. And there was nothing going. And I don't see any accountability really from the coaches. They kind of like soft played everything. Whoa. And kept talking about fundamentals. Isn't fundamentals? That's what you learn in fucking high school. We're in the NFL. You don't need to talk about fundamentals. We need to know what the hell went wrong, and we better see it this Sunday. It's ridiculous. I was so mad, but I'm actually calm now because it was week 1 and it was one of the craziest week 1s that I've seen. Anything that could happen did. So it kind of calmed my nerves. And that's my synopsis.
Can y'all hear him?
No.
No.
I'm sorry.
You know
what was your
breakdown
of the game?
There you go. Your Bluetooth went out again, Coach.
Can you hear me now?
Now we can. Yeah, it went out for about a minute. It's going out for a minute. Mm-hmm.
No problem. Go ahead, give me your thoughts and opinions on the Packers Bears game of last.
Man, do I have to?
Please, sir. Please.
I have to. Well, anyway, long story short, I'm gonna run through this. First of all, our guard free agent Nate Davis did a disservice to our right tackle. Right, he was inept. I ain't gonna even say it. And I'm gonna piggyback off of Brooke. Going back to Claypool, I watched that game today. Oh my goodness!
Muscle memory.
He could have gotten Mooney seriously hurt. You know what I'm saying? And I said this to Chicago Clubhouse podcast like 3 or 4 months ago. Like that Claypool had a problem. He had a problem, and then you guys told me. Yeah, they told me that he was a diva. I'm like, no, he's a malcontent. And he showed that. And last but not least, I could go on and on. Getsy. Man, what was that? What was that? I mean, he Nagy 2.0, baby. What was that? I mean, I could name like 10 plays that just keep going around and around in my head that he called, man. Like what man, really? Cole Connect up the middle? Really? What? On to you, Coach Chef.
That was a bad play call. I disliked everything about that first series. The first series was ridiculous. I can't believe those were scripted plays. So my opinion of the game was, I hoped we win. I thought it would be 50-50 that we win, but we did not show well at all in any of the phases, special teams, anything. Nothing looked good. The first half looked better than the second half, but still it fell short. Getsy, his play calling. It was Nagy-ish. It was Nagy-ish. It was almost like some Nagy shit, if you really want to be more precise. I think that they didn't do him Justin justice. They didn't do Justin justice. I also want to say that for all those people that I've seen on all these different apps and groups I'm in who say Justin sucks, shut the hell up, bro. Justin did not play poorly. He didn't play great, but he didn't play. He was not the reason the Bears lost. Yes, he had 2 turnovers. He had 1 bad pick. He had an unfortunate fumble, but he is not the reason the offense was not successful. Yes, he's the quarterback, but play calling. If you don't know, the touchdown he threw to Mooney, one of 2 passes that he threw past 10 yards in the air, that was an adjustment he made in the audible, for those who don't know nothing about football. So with that being said, since those were our opinions, I would like, real fast, to get grades from you from these phases of the game. First half, second half, the whole game. We're going to start with Sugar and Vodka. What were your grades for the offense, defense, coaching, and JF1? I need 4 grades for offense and whole, defense and whole.
F, and D.
So offense was an F, defense was an F. Coaching, F.
F. Oh, F minus.
F minus. F minus. And what's your grade for JF1 for game 1?
D, but I don't really blame him.
D? You gave him a D? So we got an F.
Because it goes, F. What are you supposed to do with an F minus play calling? You can only do so
right.
much.
And you gave him a D. And what's your grades for the offense as a whole, the defense as a whole, coaching in general, head coach, D coach, all of that together, and then what's your grade for JF1, QB number 1?
Man, we're beyond F's, man. We're at G. We're at G. That was horrible. Every phase of the game. F. Let's just F, man. Just from coaching. Yeah, we're at G, man. You know what I'm saying?
How about JF1?
It was an F. Seriously, it was an F. From every facet of the game, from halftime adjustments or making adjustments to coaching. They got out coached. They got outplayed. Man, when I saw, I'm going to say this and then I'm going to shut it down, man. When I saw our front four get constantly pushed into the linebackers. Our linebackers, man, I knew we were in trouble.
That was a major issue.
You know what I'm saying? Because I go back to Ted Washington. Ted Washington, man, when you had that 800-pounder up front, where your linebackers could roam and do what they do. These youngsters, I like them, but that's for this defense, they're not it. Not yet.
What did you give Justin Fields to grade for the game?
How could you grade him? How could you grade him? I looked at a piece of film where I saw 5 offensive linemen with their backs turned and with 5 defenders in front of them. He had no chance, man. He didn't have a chance. And that comes from the offensive line coach and Getz. When I looked at that 5 times, man. I looked at it 5 times. There were 5 defenders. And each defender was in front of the offensive lineman. And so Justin Fields, he didn't have a chance, man. So I give incomplete. I give my incomplete, man.
Okay, so I'm having some difficulties, but I'm gonna give you my grades, and I'm gonna give you all some quick facts about the game that's gonna make it more disturbing. So yes, I give the offense as a whole. I give them a D+ only because the first half looked. They had some form of rhythm in the first half, not much, but they looked a lot better. I'm going to give the defense, oh man, with so much confusion in the secondary, I've got to give them an F+. No, just an F, because we didn't have any turnovers. We caused very little pressure on Jordan Love. We made him look much better than I think he actually is because he had all day to throw. The coaching, I'm definitely going to give an F. That I agree. I was giving him nicer grades before I heard you all's opinions. And Justin Fields, I'm honestly going to give him a C. I think that he was more conservative because the fan base and coach staff has been in his head all offseason about not just running, checking the ball down. So I think he over-checked the ball down. I'm going to give him, a few points bonus on the touchdown that he made he made an audibles for the touchdown to Mooney. But obviously his turnovers. The interception was bad because I think his frustration on not being able to throw the ball deep, he forced the ball really poorly in between those 2 defenders and it turned into a pick 6. And then the fumble didn't help, and both of those came in the second half. So I'm going to give him a C. This is what we're going to do. Oh, I think my little one's content because I was going to have to step away to make him a bottle because he was giving me the flux. So until he continues to give me the flux, we're going to keep it rolling. So let's watch that. That's week 1. Remember, we have 17 more games. So this is not the worst. Hopefully, this is the worst we see of the Bears this season. Although they're going to face a lot more better competition as the season goes. We have some injuries to talk about. We don't have also, just some quick facts people don't know. The offensive line that started this week, the offensive line that was projected this week, which was supposed to be the rookie at right tackle, Tevin Jenkins Nate Davis at right guard, Whitehair at center, Tevin Jenkins at left guard, and then the rookie from last year, young guy, the second-year player from Utah. While I'm stuttering, from Utah. That line this entire offseason has not spent a total of 2 consecutive weeks together working together. So you're not gonna have any form of unison or teamwork if you haven't had time to work together. And also, the 3 technique in the cover 2 people don't know about. Do you know Justin Jones had registered 0 statistics the entire game? He's our 3 technique. We had Billings at the 1. We had Justin Jones at the 3 technique. A Tommy Harris position in the cover 2, Tampa 2. Warren Sapp position, the position that's supposed to get pressure. He registered no assists, no tackles, no anything, 0. He was invisible the entire game. So none of that's going to help when you're running that type of defense.
And that was the worst grade by a defensive unit since 2021. Yeah, that was the worst grade by any defensive unit since 2021. But continue, Chef.
No problem. That's what I'm going to say. Just some things that people missed if you didn't know. We run in Tampa 2, so we need our the rookie tackles who are more rotating in. They played pretty well. But our starting D tackles, Billings, I saw a couple pressures from him early in the game, but by the second half, the entire D line was invisible. Yannick Ngakoue, I think he had a sack, so we had that pressure, but he's the only one who got any real pressure on the Packers at all, because their line is obviously worlds better than the Bears at this point. But no, it was not a good showing in any facets, and every time I thought we had some hope, like after the big touchdown, the defense let us down. So let's forget about that. Let's push that back to week 1. We're already a few days out from week 2 versus the Bucks. The Bears are playing in Tampa Bay this week. I think it's a noon start. We play a Bucks team that beat our NFC North rivals, the Vikings. They beat them 2017, if I'm not mistaken. Eddie Jackson was. I'm not going to say Eddie Jackson was bad. The comment we had about Eddie Jackson being bad, I'm not going to say he was bad. I'm going to say the secondary as a whole was bad, just because all of them seem to not be on the same page. I'm not going to blame him alone. The entire secondary wasn't very good. So Bucks Bears, we play Baker Mayfield, from a former number 1 pick. I think he's on his 4th or 5th team now. This might be his 5th team. He didn't play lights out versus the Vikings, but he played well enough to get the win. He had a couple touchdowns, I believe. What do you all? Let's just get a quick. I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure out how I organize that. Oh yeah. So, what do you all think about this upcoming game versus the Bucks? What do you think? Damn, can't even think now. I got my boy in my lap. I'm missing Bob because he's eating a pizza crust, and I can't remember the last time we had pizza in the house. I don't know where you got the pizza crust from. Really trying to figure this out. But we're in Tampa Bay. It's an away game, so we're probably going to be the underdog.
We are.
What do you all have? What do you all think? What do you think about this next game?
Go ahead, Sugar. Go ahead.
I'm worried about their defense is what I'm worried. I'm afraid that their defense is just going to rip us apart. That's the only thing that scares me. So I hope our O-line gets their shit together and actually does the job, not like what we seen last weekend. And of course, the play calling. If that's not the play calling, then nothing's going to go right. Getsy should be damn ashamed of himself.
Okay. Yeah,
he should sit this game out, to be honest.
You know what?
Claypool.
you know what? Well, my take is that JF1 doesn't play defense, first of all. So, he didn't have the best game. I blame a lot of that on the offensive line. I blame a lot of that on Getsy. I blame a lot of that on Eberflus. But as far as this game upcoming, what I'm really, really afraid of is Todd Bowles. He is known to blitz constantly. And as Coach Shep just said, this offensive line, here we go again already, with this rotating offensive line. Man, if they don't pull it together in practice this week, man, we may be seeing Begat.
Yeah,
or whoever behind Fields, because Todd Bowles is going to bring it. He's going to bring it. I'm not worried about Baker Mayfield. I'm not worried about him. I'm worried about that defense.
I'm not worried about Mayfield at all. That's like the least of my worries.
Yeah. So I'm more worried about Todd Bowles' defense, him blitzing, and that offensive line being able to pick it up. Now, I also believe I think I heard it somewhere today that Claypool won't be playing. They're gonna sit him down.
Well,
I don't think it's only been one game. I don't think that's a possibility.
Yeah, because that's what I was told. Now, hey, Coach Shep, that's what I was told because of what he did or lack thereof.
Yeah, he didn't.
You know what I'm saying? So. That's what I was told. Like they're gonna play like St. Brown, man, because St. Brown will block. He you know what I'm saying? He will put out an effort. What we seen on tape is on tape. I watched it 4 times, man.
Yeah, he did nothing. It was lazy. It was like he didn't want to be there.
Yeah, there you go.
He did not want to be there.
No,
I have to ask.
And that's how he played.
Do you all think that the difference in the offense, besides Getsy play call being very vanilla, very ineffective, very my man was coaching like he had ED.
Lackadaisical.
All of
What
that.
other word?
Do you all think this for those? Because I've heard that too. Like, oh, we should bench Claypool after game one. We should bring up from make active Equanimous St. Brown.
Equanimous.
What difference is Equanimous St. Brown, going to give us differently by just blocking from a receiver standpoint that's going to garner Claypool not to play at all? Like, we're going to bring him up to block on some screens, to block on some wide tosses. Like, that can't be the reason to sit a receiver versus starting another receiver who was inactive. He wasn't even active. Equanimous and Bayless, they weren't even active for the first game. Scott was active. The punt returner we got from Cincinnati was Taylor was active. Mm-hmm. There you go, from the Bengals, right? So I still hold true to the fact that it's week one.
Should I answer that, or Sugar, you want to answer this? Because you want to answer that?
If that's going to be,
because I have an answer.
I think he should be benched so he gets the message, and he should, again, just like Getz, should be damn ashamed of himself, because if you watch it, he didn't do anything. Again, he just looked like he didn't want to be there. He wasn't into playing. It was lazy. It was the laziest playing that I've seen. I don't have anything good to say about him right now. And I try to be his fan, but after game one, I don't have anything. He has to prove himself now because I don't have anything good to say. And that's where I stand.
Which I think is interesting. So, you had an issue with him calling him diva. But from all accounts, in training camp, he was showing out in training camp. So how do you go from the reporters and coaches raving about you in training camp, about your playmaking ability in training camp? Now, obviously, the first team offense did not play a lot in the game, so we don't know. That's an issue that I have with the first game, is that we needed more snaps. We needed more snaps together in the preseason as the number one offense, especially with the O-line being so discombobulated, and from your first team offense, besides just throwing two screens that went to the house. Yes, that sounds great, but there's no time together on the field from the preseason with the offense. Yes, you have to join practices and everything, but that's not game. The crowd's not there. The time's not there. The real fire, game time fire's not there from being in a joint practice. I know.
He loved getting the attention from the practice, and then he loved getting – this is what I say. He loved – and he ate up that attention when he was in Paris Fashion Week. And that was right before it was supposed to start. And here he was, he wasn't even talking about the Bears. He was more, taking pictures in his clothes and how cool he was and by the Eiffel Tower. And I'm like, that's cool and all, bro. But the fuck?
Okay. I'm not defending him. And this is a misnomer that people forget. Do you know why Claypool was in Paris?
You said why he was embarrassed?
No, in Paris. Do people know why? He got a lot of ridicule for you were in Fashion Week. First of all, he was in Fashion.
He's his fashion line.
That's not the reason. The NFL sends players from different teams overseas as ambassadors of the game. He was the Bears representative in Paris, France, as an ambassador for the NFL.
Well,
that's why he was in Paris.
Well, if so then he should be even more ashamed of himself. Because when he was in Paris Fashion Week, he did not say anything about the Bears. None of his pictures were about the Bears. And if that's what he was there for, then where was anything Bears? And nothing spoken, nothing Bear down while he was wearing. It was just all what he was wearing and pictures and nothing Bears related.
So, I understand, but I will tell people this. I am a player guy, player first. Players, we're as players, I'm going to say we, like I played in the league, but I did play college. We are bigger than just what we do on the field, and we have to have things outside of football that make us who we are. Now, that has nothing to do with his actual play. Him going to France or traveling, no player. JJ, the cornerback, the starting corner, he missed involuntary camp because he was spending time with his daughter, and he had some camps in California from where he grew up. And people were giving him criticism because of that, like, oh, he's holding out. There was no talk of holding out. Me saying that brings it back to Claypool saying that him going to France has nothing to do with his play on Sunday. No. Him being in France has nothing to do with his ideology or his energy or his whatever you want to call it, his energy in the game. Those two things are mutually separate for me. His play stands for itself. I'm not going to bring up that. For me, I'm not, because you have to have things outside of football. but he did not play well. I'm not going to say we should bench him. I will say that obviously he knows what's going on. The media. I'm not a fan of him individually. I'm a Bears fan. I'm just speaking. I'm speaking
like
as a middle ground. I'm just speaking as a player. What I do in my spare time has nothing to do, and as long as I'm not breaking the law, it has nothing to do with what I do on the field. Those two things are separate.
Yeah, but you get your job done, just like me. I do this show, but I get my job done. I don't, and then go to work tomorrow and not even do my work and do it half-assed. No.
I agree.
Pick one or the other then.
Yes, sir.
You asked the question earlier. You said, what's the difference? Why would we bench Claypool and bring in St. Brown? Right? Yes. You said, because, we all know that Claypool is a better talent. We know that. We've seen that before. What happened? Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. He's a malcontent. Let me finish. The reason you bring in St. Brown is because St. Brown wants to play. That's why you bring him in. And it was obvious Sunday that Claypool had no intentions on playing the game of football. No intentions. If he had intentions on playing the game, he would have been picking up those blocks. He'd have been picking up them corners. He wouldn't have left Darnell Mooney out to dry like that, man. If he had intentions on playing the game. So yeah, you gotta sit his butt down, man. You gotta sit his butt down. If we what we saw is what we saw. It was nothing different, man. And so don't expect him to come back out, bring him back out there when we know that we're about to play a blitzing team and expect him to do better. And this is just my opinion, Merrill. This is just my opinion. Like, he has to sit down. He has to sit down and watch until proven different, man. Hey, bring out the rookie. Bring out Scott. Play Scott. And we know that he probably 9 out of 10 times doesn't know how to pick up a blitz. You know what I'm saying? Or might not run a route correctly. But these are all things that Claypool should know, man. He should know these things. And watching that, just the eyes don't lie. That's all I gotta say. I'm sorry, because I watched the game 4 times a day, and I kept watching that, and I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah, the highlights don't lie. There's nothing to protect.
They say that the eye in the sky doesn't lie. That's very true. PPF does it. Pro Football Focus has their grades. You have all these prognosticators and people who watch film. I'm one of those people. I break down film in my spare time. I will say, coming from being a player and being a coach, that if my star receiver is having a bad game, or I don't think he's giving effort, yes, I could bench him for the kid who I know can't play but wants to play, but that actually makes my team worse, factually. Like we saw Econom and St. Brown last year in game. He's not a legit receiver. His stats back it up. In 2 years with Pittsburgh, those numbers for Claypool are worlds better than all the numbers Equinemius and St. Brown has ever put up as a pro. So as a talent, I can't stand by the fact that you thinking that Equinemius and St. Brown is a better football receiving talent than Chase Claypool. He underwhelmed. He underproduced. It is still game one. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt it being game one. That's what I'm going to say about this. That's just regarding him being a better talent.
Coach Steph, I'm going to say this, then I'm going to shut it down. You lost me at him having a bad game. You lost me at that point right there. I heard everything else you said, but when you said that Claypool had a bad game, you lost me. What we saw on the field Sunday. I don't use profanity, but it was beyond being bad.
And then just saying, if we're going to take that stance, stance on Claypool, so do we not start Nate Davis? Do we start Tyree? Do we the young man out of Southern?
Now you're going crazy. Again, you're talking.
What's the difference?
You're talking from a fan standpoint.
What I'm saying is no. So if you're going to bench one guy for lack of effort, are you going to bench another guy? Are you going to bench another guy for his inability to perform?
He needs to be put on notice. Period. This is his job. He needs to be put on notice.
Do we bench Whitehair? Do we bench Whitehair? Because he was getting his ass whooped the entire game. Do we bench him for Feeney, the guy we just signed not even a month ago? If we're going to bench guys just because they don't play well, we're going to end up with a bunch of second string players. If that's the case, you know we got fans already in the Bears sphere who's like, we got to start Badgins. We got to get Badgins a chance if we're not good by week 5. We got to start him. He got all this potential. Did you see him in the preseason? Versus number 3? Oh my God! He's the next coming. No,
getting ready for the game and putting on his clown makeup and wearing his Claypool jersey proudly.
No, I don't have no Claypool jersey. I'm not a Claypool fan. That's not gonna do that. I'm
gonna answer your question.
I'm a Bears fan first. I know that guy gives us a better chance than Equinemius St. Brown, than Bayless Jones, and Tyler Scott, who played kickoff, and any of those other receivers until proven otherwise. That's why those guys are in that position. If next week Mooney has a horrible game, if Mooney comes out and has 2 drops, a fumble, can't get open, do we bench him? That's all I'm saying. Let's just slightly move on. We will agree to disagree.
Coach Chef, you asked, do we bench Tevin Jenkins? Do we bench Cody Whitehead? We can't, and Nate Davis. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget him. We can't afford to bench any of them. You know what I mean? These are polls, hand-picked, hand-drafted, hand signees that we can't afford to play Russian O-line again. We can't. We can't. We gotta go with it. We gotta go with it.
Backup lineman. You could do that. You could. Factually, you could. We don't have 5 linemen. We have 3 bench linemen who were at the game.
I think we're gonna all have to agree to disagree on that.
That's no problem.
Basically, us against you, but we agree to disagree,
no
and
problem.
we're gonna have to move on. Otherwise, that'll be the entire show.
He's not even the starting receiver. He's the number 3 receiver. Him and Mooney. So the idea of benching him for a game or a couple drives, you do that when there is more evidence besides one game of that. That's what I would say. You can agree to disagree. That's fine. I just think if that's the case, you got to bench every damn body. If that's the case, we got a whole bunch of number 2s playing the game versus the Bucks, and we definitely not going to win with Tyler Bagent and rookies in the secondary because Betty Jackson had a bag. And let's start the number 2. No, that's not how it goes. Okay.
Let me ask you this, Chef. Let me ask you this. That play where Claypool didn't pick up that safety and Mooney went down in time, thank goodness. What if Mooney had not went down? What if Mooney had suffered a serious injury? Would you still play Claypool this week after watching his effort? That's what I'm talking about. That's all I'm talking about, Chef.
Okay.
I'm talking about his effort, man. Does he deserve? Are you telling me that you can't sit him down when that is one of the strongest units on the team? Is the wide receivers. So you can't sit him down?
Can I answer you?
Sure, absolutely.
Do you know how many screens we ran versus Packers? Do you know how many screens we ran? Do you know that none of Did you know that none of them were blocked correctly? So if that's the case, do you know the other screen that got blew up? How about the Claypool, the drop screen? If he caught that, he gets blown up because that wasn't blocked properly. We shouldn't be running screens, and we didn't block none of the screens well. Zero of the screens did we get yards on. We ran about 7 screens. Do you know how many yards we got on those screens? Negative 21 yards.
Yeah.
So it's not just that's what I'm saying. It can't be just Claypool. Nobody blocked the screen. I watched the screen where it was the former Packer, the tight end, because he's number 18 now. He took the wrong to a block and missed it completely and got only blown up on another play. I'm just saying, if we're on a bench for that, we got to. I
get that, Chef. But here's the thing with that. Check it out. Your right tackle can't block downfield. He can't go downfield to block. For what?
We're talking about receivers blocking. We're talking about receivers and tight ends blocking on screens. We threw 7 screens, negative 21 yardage on screens thrown. That means that the play was either the play was wrong, either the scheme was wrong. No one blocked them because every screen was blown up by the Packers. We didn't have one successful screen for more than 5 yards the entire game. Okay, we got that. Let's talk a little bit about what our fears besides the fact we talk about Todd Bowles. Todd Bowles we have a fear of Todd Bowles because he blitzes. He's the head coach. They have a defense that is very aggressive. How about this offense? So if you're not afraid of Baker Mayfield, are you afraid of Mike Evans? He had a big game. Mike Evans has the record for most consecutive seasons starting off a career with 1,000 yards. He had 100 yards, I believe, and a touchdown last week. If he didn't, he had at least a touchdown last week. They still have Chris Godwell. They still have Russell Gage. They got a couple tight ends that are kind of no names. They have some running backs that are kind of no names, but they beat the Vikings. So what else? I mean, do we have the secondary with Kyle? Those who don't know, Tyler Gordon is out. They placed him on IR. For those who don't know, IR is different. They changed the IR rule about 4 years ago. So it's not when you get a player placed on IR, it's not for the whole season. It's for a minimum of 4 weeks. Yeah, 4 weeks. But he can't come back unless it's until 4 weeks is passed. So he won't be back, just like Tevin Jenkins can't play until week 5. So we have a secondary loss. We have a guy who played slot who played pretty well last game who won't be playing. So we're going to bring up another guy. They just brought up a guy from the practice squad, Stroman. He's got he's a veteran who played in the league. And we had Blackman, the other corner. He played a lot when Kyler went down. My biggest fear right now, besides pass rush, obviously on the offensive end, and obviously my fear is the entire everything offense. My fear is that we can't block the blitz. My fear is that on defense we can't stop Mike Evans, who has torched us year in and year out. Every time we play the Bucs, he's torched us. Every year.
Okay.
Our secondary. I said post game after I watched it, because I didn't watch the game until after work about 10 o'clock at night. I said that I think the defense won't be on the same page until probably week 5. Of the starting 11 guys on defense that the Bears have, only 4 of them started game 1 last year. Both safeties, JJ, the corner, and Justin Jones. Everyone else on the defense is brand new. I'm not gonna. I mean,
Jackson,
brand new.
Eddie Jackson is not brand new.
No. I didn't say that. I said both safeties are returners.
Both safeties. Okay.
Both safeties. So we have 3 people in the secondary who returned from being starters last year in game 1, and we have 1 defensive lineman. The other 7 players on the 11-man defense, that's 4 starters. Lord. The other players on the defense, they're all brand new. So I said, personally, I think it's going to take until week 5 until we're all in unison. But the pass rush is obviously an issue because without Yannick Ngakoue, we didn't have any pass rush. We let go some guys after the preseason who might have had a better chance, but we don't have a pass rush. I don't think we have a pass rush. That's a problem. If you give any quarterback in the NFL time, they're going to shred you. I don't care if it's Baker Mayfield. I don't care who it is. So what are your other concerns? What are your concerns about the Bucs? Sugar, what you got?
I'm not concerned about their offense.
Mike Evans?
I'm not concerned about their offense. I'm concerned about our defense.
Okay.
But I'm not concerned about their offense.
Fair.
If our defense plays as they should and much better than last week, then I see no issues. But if we play like we did last week, then yeah, we're fucked.
Is that Swift Sports shouting us out? Okay. Hey, easy. Since you're the producer, can you run down the last 7 comments so we can kind of comment or answer some of those last 7? I don't want to go back too far, but can you give us the last 7? The right tackle writes the best right guard on the draft board. I agree with that. What else you got? Anybody else disagree with that? I think the tackles played pretty well. Blackwell does have a hamstring issue. So we may be at a deficit at another, at the slot corner. If we have another cornerback who's not completely healthy versus that receiving core for the Bucs is legit. That's what I will say. Whether Baker Mayfield's throwing the ball or it's Tom Old Man Brady, I'm concerned because they're legit threats. They're legit threats.
As much as I hate Cry Brady and I do fucking despise him, I'm glad he's gone. But he ain't no. Yeah. Baker Mayfield ain't no Cry Brady.
I agree, but if you give any quarterback time, they'll put up numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Any pro quarterback, if you don't get on them, I believe any pro quarterback with no pass rush that's going to make them have happy feet and get rid of the ball, they've got all day to throw. They're going to complete passes. They're pro athletes. They're pro football players. We give Justin Fields extended time, he's just going to run. I mean, that's kind of obvious. hopefully we'll get some more check downs. He did do a good job checking the ball down, something he was not good at last year nor his rookie year. But we gotta push the ball downfield. Okay, so
I got one thing, Chef. I got one thing, real quick.
Go ahead.
My main concern for this game Sunday is Getz, the offensive coordinator.
Yes, the offensive coordinator.
Until somebody can tell me why Rojo, I'm talking about Rashawn Smith, Rashawn Johnson wasn't starting. Until somebody can explain that to me, why he wasn't starting, gaining 8 yards per punt.
Why would he start? He didn't take the job from our number one running back. Our number one running back didn't play bad last game.
You said why would Rashawn Johnson start?
I'm all about Rashawn
because he runs in between tackles. And he runs downhill. He can catch the ball out the backfield. Khalil Herbert can't do any of those things. He can't. Khalil Herbert does not run between the tackles. He cannot catch the ball consistently out of the backfield, and he does not run downfield.
Go ahead. You know Khalil Herbert led the NFL last year in yards per carry, right? He led the league in yards per carry.
I'm not talking about last year. I'm not talking about last year.
He led the league in yards per carry with essentially the same amount of carries. Why would he lose his job? Why would he?
How many yards did he get Sunday?
You have 3 running backs. All of them are going to get carries. In fact, you talking about him starting, he essentially got the entire fourth quarter. He got the touchdown. He played all fourth quarter. He's not the starter right now. He may be the starter come week 7, 8, or 9, or 10, but he's not the starter right now.
Bright light in that entire fucking game. Rashawn was the one bright light.
See, that kid should be on the field. That kid should be on the field. Him and with the fullback should be on the field to give Justin Fields some time to throw. Yeah. So, somebody needs to be picking up, helping him that line.
He needs protection. So he needs protection. Who's the best pass blocking running back we have on the team?
Rashawn Johnson.
Okay. Yo, easy. Do me a favor. Go to because I don't have the stat. I wish I looked it up. Someone told me to look up. I want to know the stat count for all 3 running backs. Give me the stat when you get it. Put it in as a comment. I need to know the stat.
Yeah.
Rashawn hasn't played. What stats are you talking about?
What stat? I said the snap count.
What stat for the running backs?
I need the snap count. I need how many snaps each running back played in game 1.
I'm on it.
Thank you, sir. Because I can't. Unfortunately, I'm on my phone, so I can't look it up and do this. Look, if that's your gripe that he didn't start, if that's one thing that's not even in the top 10 of important things.
That's not the only thing, Steph.
You're not starting.
It's Getsy.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? That's where it starts. That's where it starts for me. And I'm picking from the Getsy tree. You know what I'm saying? Of ineptitude. I'm picking from that tree of Getsy's ineptitude and his play calling. Now, easy to pull it off.
I got you. So, S&V, I'm going to have to call you S&V because that's a little shorter than sugar and vodka. That's a lot of verbiage. S&V, I'm going to get your opinion. What are your Bears' expectations for Game 2? Give me 3 expectations of things you need to see in Game 2 versus the Bucs.
Basically, coaching, and coaching. That is the biggest problem that needs to be corrected. It was a mess, and if that doesn't get corrected, then why do you play?
I got you. Not even prep. And what's your 3 things you need? What are your 3 expectations for Game 2?
First expectation is they're going to move the pocket for Justin Fields. They're not going to have him trying to drop back. That's number 1. Second,
Go ahead.
Okay. Second, I expect them to bring another safety. Start bringing safeties in for blitzing. I expect Williams to do that because we're not getting it done with the front 4. So you know what I'm saying? You have to bring some. I expect that out of Williams, and man, I expect Fields. All I can say, I can go back. I expect Rashawn Johnson to be the leading carrier
I have the numbers.
With rushing yards. Yeah.
I got the numbers. It was and I don't have the snap distribution, but I have that Dante Foreman had 5 carries for 16 yards, a couple good runs though, and 2 catches, on checkdowns. Then Khalil Herbert had 9 rushes for 27 yards, and Roshan had 5 carries for 20 yards, including that one where he just trucked that Green Bay defender, which was the only really cool play of the game. And he also had Roshan also had 6 catches for 35 yards, including some.
I think all of those came in the fourth quarter.
Right, and
my point was that
Herbert had 3 catches for 37 yards, including that nice screen at the beginning of the game, which
he did have a really good screen.
You could call screens, just like they can't be the whole game.
They have to work.
Every now and then you have to throw in a screen, but they can't be the whole game plan. Anyway,
exactly. Thank you. So my point, we don't have to Snapchat, but my point is that we have a 3-headed monster. We have to give these guys, if you want to go by running back by committee, I just believe that when one breaks out and has better results, then you run with that guy for the game. Now, we were losing. My problem was we didn't have any urgency in the fourth quarter. Second half, we didn't have any urgency when they were down. They were not going no huddle fast enough. So it's not, I can't just say, okay, Roshan, you the starter now. I think you got to distribute the carries between those guys. None of those guys played horribly. They did their job. They had catches. No one dropped the ball from the backs, and they did what they were supposed to. It's just we were not in a position to give them more carries because we were playing from behind. That's my opinion about the running back. With that, you gave me your expectation was you needed to see Justin on the move, like sprint out, boots, whatever like that. What was your other expectation?
I need to see more of Roshan Johnson, and I need to see more fullback. I need to see that fullback. You know what I'm saying? And it wouldn't hurt if Cole Kmet caught the ball standing up. That wouldn't hurt us at all while still on his feet. That wouldn't hurt us, man. That wouldn't hurt us at all.
I had to interject again real quick. I'm sorry. Real quick. You want to see more fullback, except you don't want to see the fullback lined up against their number 1 corner, and
that's
getting
true. They did.
That's true.
They did that.
That's true. Thank you.
I want to see. Okay, so these are my expectations. I want to see more under the huddle. I'm not saying we go old school, 2 running backs, 1 tight end, because it's the new NFL. We got to pass the ball. But I want to see. We were more successful last year when we did more things under center. So that means handing the ball off, which sets up better play action. You get better play action from Justin, who's a deep ball thrower, if we run the ball under the center than running the RPOs. I want to see more of that. I want to see. We can't take 90% of our snaps can't be from shotgun. That's not what this offense is good at right now. The next thing, my expectation. I expect Eberflus as the head coach to, when he doesn't like the way the offense is trending, I want him to. I don't know what he's saying, but it's obvious that he's delegating to his OC. I need to be like, look, man, we need to get DJ the ball right now. Get DJ the ball. That's your job as the head coach. You may be a defensive head coach, but your job this week is to make sure that DJ Moore gets touches. He had 2 targets in the first half. In the second half, he had 0. That's inexcusable. Inexcusable from the OC and from the head coach. That's my second expectation. And my third expectation is, honestly, I need to see something from Justin Jones. You talking about benching a player? If nobody need to get benched, it need to be Justin Jones. If he doesn't have a game where he records a stat as the 3 technique and a Tampa 2 defense where you rush 4 more than you blitz, he doesn't need to start.
Agreed.
He's on the field all the damn time on defense. If he can't record a stat, he can't play. Play the rookie. Because guess what? Both rookies actually factually played quite well. Although as a whole, the defensive line didn't look good.
Yeah.
So those are my 3 expectations.
Yeah, you just can't point Jones out, man. That whole line, that entire line.
I can only point Jones out because at the 3 technique, remember Tommy Harris? Do you remember Warren Sapp who played for the Bucs? Exactly. Those guys were the 3 technique and those Tampa 2 defense. They're supposed to push the pocket. That's how you get the pressure. You get the pressure from your athletic defensive tackle, not the 1 technique. The 3 technique being 1-on-1. The 1 technique going to take on the double team. The 3 technique has to get pressure versus a guard to get sacks, to push to the defensive end so we can get sacks. We can't get the push from the middle. We're gonna have guys like Justin. We're gonna have Jordan Love. We're gonna have Baker Mayfield. If those two quarterbacks who are considered mediocre have a field day on us, what do you think Patrick Mahomes Game 3 is gonna do?
Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. Let's
Okay.
not start thinking about that. Let's not start thinking about that.
Those are my expectations. I want to see. I almost forgot already. I want to see more under the huddle. You can still go 3 receiver sets. You can still go 4 receiver sets from under the huddle. You don't have to take, and you can still run the ball from under the huddle. And if the play action is more successful under the huddle, the play action when you can show the ball and you can pull it, and then we can get the guys on the crossing route, the deep verticals with Justin Fields and his great deep ball accuracy. Those are my expectations. That was the one. Then Justin Jones was the third one. Like, if he doesn't record any stats, he can't play. And then I forgot the second one already because I'm moving fast because we're a little behind. Okay. Let's see. Breakdown, NFC news. So in the NFC, I just wanted to talk about the other teams in the NFC because all of us think that the Bears have a chance to do something this year. The Vikings lost last week. The Bears lost last week. The Packers won. And
Detroit won. Yeah. They beat KC.
Won. So right now, they beat KC. So right now we're down in the division. If the division matchups go, we're down because we're the only person who played a inter-division team playing the NFC North. The Vikings, they allowed the Tampa Bay to stay in the game and they won. And the Lions almost pulled up. We are who we thought they were. We thought they would be a better team, and unfortunately, because the Chiefs didn't play well, they got the win. So that's just a quick synopsis of how the NFC went. Tonight we have an NFC matchup.
The Travis Kelce factor.
Yeah, also the drop factors. Like, geez, they have so many drops.
Oh, well,
so tonight, I think about to be coming on about 10 and 15 minutes. We have the Vikings are playing the Philadelphia Eagles. Go Eagles, because we need everyone in the division to lose. And it's a primetime game. You know, if it's a primetime game, you know what I expect? Kirk Cousins to have a bad game.
Every time, baby. Every time.
It's not a bad game for a guy who's regular stats are amazing.
Yeah, you can bank on that. You can bank on that.
So that's my expectation. That's just a little update. I want to do some NFC because we are in NFC North. I want to do something we didn't get to do because we didn't have a week 1, and then our week 0 we didn't. S&D was not with us. I would like to know, what are you all's predictions for the Bears this season? I know we already played one game, but one game doesn't mean anything right now. We're done with that one game. We have a whole season. What are your predictions, and what do you need to see out of the Bears for the entire season to know that you trust the GM, trust the head coach, trust QB JF1? What do you want to see? I'm gonna have Sugar and Vodka go first. What are your expectations?
Cohesiveness. It's like nobody knows what they're doing.
All right, cohesive.
You know, it's like the right hand don't know what the left hand's doing, and it's just a mess right now. And having, that's what preseason was for. So to be planning, and what we were all excited for the season to start, and what we seen last week was such a mess and such a beyond disappointment to every fan. And to people, well, they shouldn't be booing. What the fuck do you expect? We were so excited. I know I was beyond excited. I could almost get to tears. I'm not a crier, but no. But you know what I mean? I was so excited for game 1. I was so excited. And then that happened. So all of Sunday, I think I was just in disbelief because I was just I didn't just watch what the fuck I watched. That was not my team. What? And then Monday, I was just angry all damn day. And then Tuesday, I was like, all right. I started coming together and I was kind of getting over it. But we need the cohesiveness. We need to know that they can play together. It looks like they didn't know what anybody was doing, what anybody was supposed to be doing. The play calling, 100%. Everything is nothing, they had just thrown guys out on the field and nobody knew each other.
But like Bishop Sycamore, BSU, that's what it looked like. For those who know about that story. Cohesive. Can you give me? Did you have a preseason prediction about what the Bears' record would be?
I did, and I don't want to say it now because.
Why?
Because
no, you got to stay with it. You got to stay with it.
That's one game.
I had us winning the first game.
Okay, I don't even know the record.
No.
After this game, next week, I'll be able to tell you straight up. But until
No, wait.
but until I see what we play on Sunday, I am just up in the air, and I don't even really know. My head is confused about everything.
We have to allow it. This is her first episode. Okay. She has not been around us.
Okay.
I will allow.
I had us winning 12. Okay, I had us winning 12.
Well, you had us 12-5. 12-5. Wow. Woo. You had high expectations. Okay. Hey, what are you? Okay, before you give me your record.
You asked.
Yes, I did. I'm not. Hey, there's no problem with that.
I told you I was expecting a lot, and I was extremely excited for game 1, and now I'm just like all over the place, and I don't.
Okay, no problem. We still have a chance. There's still a chance.
I'm just like, damn.
I need your expectations before you give me your season record for the Bears. I need your expectations for the Bears as a whole. What you expect from them in the 2023-24 season.
Okay, my expectations first and foremost is I need Eberflus to take control, man, on both sides of the ball. And when I say take control, I mean, hey, if you gotta pull guests to the side, say, hey, we need to make some adjustments because you can't keep running that same thing, that same play, that same thing, and getting the same results. You know what I'm saying? You can't. So I need Eberflus to literally take control because what's going to happen is he's going to lose his job because of his coordinators. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Because of his coordinators. If he don't take control, take the reins, and you know what I'm saying, and kind of like pull him in and say, hey, look, this first half was atrocious. I'm talking about talking to Getsy first, you know, and then talking to the offensive line coach, like, hey, we got to switch some things up. This is not working. But that's my expectations. And my record, I've already said it. I'm going to stand on it. You know what I'm saying? It's 10-7. I said 10-7, and I got to stand on that.
Okay, 10-7. I got you. 10-7, 12-5. Okay, I'm going to be disappoint you because these are my expectations. my expectation / more or less my prediction for the year. What I need to see legitimate growth from Justin Fields. That means that progressive over the season, that he's understanding the offense and he's making the throws, intermediate and deep ball throws. So last year he didn't throw for 2,500 yards. I need him to throw for a minimum of 3,500. That's my expectation. We need for this offense to click and for DJ Moore to get stats but just to produce properly, because I believe he could be a 1,000-yard receiver. I mean, in 17 games now, all you had to do was average 50, 56 yards a game to put up 1,000 yards nowadays. I mean, in 16 game seasons, all you had to do was put up 60 yards. So if the DJ Moore can't put together an average of more than 60 yards a game, we have a bigger problem. Justin maybe have a bigger problem. So I need Justin to throw for 3,500 yards. I also need him to run less. I don't need 1,000 yards from you, but I need 650, 750, 650 to 750 because I need him to hand the ball off more. I don't want him running for 1,000 because I need the running backs, our three-headed monster, who right now we have Khalil, we've got Foreman, who's almost ran for 1,000 yards last year, and we got the rookie who has great potential. These guys, we need these guys to get off. And if we can control the line of scrimmage, if we can do play action, if we can be in the lead some games, Justin does not need to be running for his life. Here's another weird odd thing. The one time they had a planned run for Justin, like an actual, they called a planned run,
got blown up. It got blown up. Oh, that end came around there, Jack. When that end hit that corner, it was over, baby. Up.
So that's what I need to see. I need to see this defense have more cohesiveness. Thank you, S&V. Thank you. I love that word, cohesiveness. I want to see this defense gel and become one defense. I want to see the D-line protect the linebackers. I want to see the linebackers, these rangy linebackers we have. I'm sorry, Jack Sanborn, but by week 8, I expect the Sewell kid to be starting because
I said 5. I said week 5.
So I need these rangy, athletic linebackers to get their hands on balls in this cover 2, and I need our defense, our defensive secondary specifically, to be more aggressive, and I need turnovers. The Bears defense was not good last year, but they were still top 10, I believe, in turnovers last year, interceptions and fumbles recovered. We didn't have any last game. So that's my expectation. My record because I want to see growth. And we had so much roster turn. We had so much roster turnover from last year to this year, defense and offense. I had the Bears going. I had them 8. Actually, no, I had them 7. I had them 7 at 10 at worst, and then I had them 10 and 7 at best. Just in case we know football's football. Sometimes you catch a team on a bad day. Maybe we hit our offensive stride. You know, we're waiting to see that third year jump from Justin, like we saw in Jalen Hurts and Josh Allen. We need to see that, but that's all based on the play call. It's got to be. We got to do something. Justin's got to get with him. DJ Moore's got to get with him. Eberflus, who sits in on offensive meetings, for a defensive coordinator to sit in on meetings means he wants to understand what the offense is doing, and that makes you a good coach. But not saying something to your coach like, "Hey man, you know, put your headset down, be like, hey bro, throw that ball deep, throw that thing."
There you go.
Stop throwing them whack ass screens. Stop throwing them whack ass screens. Come in the second half, be like, come in the office. Hey, if I see another goddamn screen, we gonna have a problem. Like stuff like that. So that's my expectation. 7 and 10. I have 7 and 10 at worst, 10 and 7, because I want to see growth. I don't want them going to the playoffs. I need to see growth from this offense so we can go to the playoffs and fight for Super Bowl next year 3, year 4, year 5. That way we can keep this. We can get this gelling of this offense and defense together. 7-19. Okay, here we go. Those were our predictions for this year. I got 12 and 5 from S&V. I got 10 and 7 for AMP. Cohesiveness was the key word I locked in on you. Sugar and vodka, cohesiveness. I love it. That's going to be my new word for the year now. You want to see the head coach take more control, Amp? Great, awesome. I do too. And then I have expectations individually for each player as far as numbers for a reason. If you hit these certain marks, that means we're doing things better than we did them last year. We can't throw for 2,200 yards as an offense. He can't run for 1,000 and stay healthy. Otherwise, we're going to see that D2 kid who everyone thinks is the second coming of, I don't know, when's the last time a D2 quarterback played in the NFL and was a winner? I don't know, Phil Simms. That was forever ago. We don't need that. Okay. Are any of you gamblers? Do any of you gamble?
No, I do not.
I am.
Okay.
I am.
I post all the articles in my group for the gamblers, but I don't gamble. So.
Okay.
I am, but don't tell anyone.
No problem. Easy. You don't have to come on, brother. But if you can look up the point spread and the over under, and the what's it called? The money line. If you can look that up and you can come on and tell us, I want to give
I believe
my
betting line. I believe we're down 2.5.
Go ahead. No, you know.
2.5 points. I believe we're under. I don't know the money line. I don't know the money line.
Because I usually do betting. I didn't get to look it up before we did this. So easy, if you could do that for me, I would be greatly appreciative. This is what I want to do now, since point spread, until we get that information. I want to go back and I want to answer some questions and comments, and I want to get you all's opinions on some of the comments we got. So what I want to do, since I don't have complete control, I'm going to go to the comments. I'm going to read them out loud, since Easy's doing a little research on me, and I want you all to give me what you think about those comments from the people watching the show tonight. We've had a lot of comments from Swift Sports Junior. I actually follow Swift Sports. If that's actually you, follow your YouTube page, man. Good YouTube. Hey, you got to diversify out here. Nate Davis got the worst grade in history. I don't know if that's true by PFF, but one of our T. Whitfield said that Nate Davis had the worst grade in history on offensive line. Do you all have any opinion on Nate Davis in his first game as a Bear, since he missed the majority of training camp?
No, I have an opinion. You know what I'm saying? I think it was just I'm a contributor to lack of playing. Yeah, it's just rust. So I'll give him 2 more games. I give him 2 more games in the trenches, and let's see what happens.
He missed a lot of practice. He missed a lot of practice.
A lot.
And it showed.
Okay.
So.
Yes, it did. Let's see what we got here. Cousins 2 for 344 and was held to. Oh, wow. Well, Kirk Cousins is known for putting up big numbers. T. Whitfield was at it again. He had a comment about Kirk Cousins 2 for 344 last week and only scored 17 points, and the Tampa Bay still ended up winning. Amazing how the Bears had 7 guys in coverage almost every play, and those guys still got wide receivers wide open. Yes, the secondary played atrocious. Did anyone got anything on the secondary on why we only rushed 4 and we still had guys streaking open downfield on broken plays? The tight end, Jordan Love, miss at least 2 touchdowns because he just missed them. That's why I think that he didn't play as well as people think he played. I think he had a lot of easy pitch and catch, which made his numbers look more inflated. I didn't think he played. People say, "Oh, he played better than Justin Fields." I don't believe that. Here we go. Here's another one. Crazy ATV. What's crazy?
Their scores were like almost like exact to each other. So
yeah.
No.
So crazy ATV. Crazy ATV.
Can someone, anyone, someone in the chat live tell me what was Eddie Jackson doing? What was that?
You talking about the whole game, or
yes. What was that? Anyone? Someone?
Nothing. I got nothing on
that. That's exactly what he was doing.
He wasn't the only. He wasn't the only safety.
Out of position. I mean, safety is covering a receiver, and he's going. His man is on the opposite side of the field, and he's going behind his teammate. I mean, come on, man. And this is a money year. This is a money year for him.
He did recover last year.
It just popped in my head.
I don't think the entire secondary played very well, especially at the safety position. None of the safeties played well. That even means that our outstanding leading sack leader from last year, the kid from Penn State, he didn't play very well. Some broken coverages, lack of communication. Thank you, Crazy Ace TV, for that.
And I believe Elijah had your stats, but you kind of cut them off.
Thank you. So Easy just send me the numbers for the betting line. The Bucks, since they're home, usually the home team gets about 3 points, but since I guess the people in Vegas don't think highly of either team, the Bucks are the point spread is 2.5 points, and the over under is 40.5. So yes, you were very close. Good job. Good shit. So if you don't bet, but you can give your opinion, obviously. Amp, I'm going to ask you first. If you had, I don't care what the amount of money, if you had $10, $3, $1.50, $1,000, would you take the Bucks minus 2? Minus 2.5 means that anytime you see a minus, that means that team is the favorite. Since they're the home,
right. So I'm taking the Bucks. I'm taking the Bucks minus the 2, and I'm taking the over.
Taking the over?
40, I'm taking the over.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, based on how the Bears played last week, I would have to take the Bucks. I would think I would take the Bears with the plus. That means they would have to either lose by less than 2.5, or they would just outright win. I would have lost last week because I forgot to bet because I was in the middle of work cooking up some food for some elderly people. I would definitely take the over. The Bears put together 17 last week. The Bucks put together 20. I think we'll have a mid-20s game. So I would take the over as well. And I'm assuming the money line is also Bucks. So if you clean sweep it, although if you want to win some real money, you probably would want to take the underdog. Typically, you could get more money taking the underdog in that sense. But I would lean toward what you said. I would probably take the Bucks minus 2.5, and I would also take the over. If you're taking the under, that means it's either a blowout or it's like a 14-17 game.
Right.
But yeah, I would take both. Okay. Easy. Can you give me some more comments from some viewers and fans so we can respond to them, please? And feel free, Sugar and Vodka and Amp. Feel free to comment on any of them. First one, the Packers weren't doing anything special either, so it was dumbfounding how some people were so open. What you guys got?
Yeah, that's the game. That's the game. That's part of the game. That's part of our defense. That's part of the flaws in the defense. You know, that's part of Getsy's call. That's part of Williams' play calling. That's the game, man. It's just part of the game, man. Or lack thereof from our side.
Agreed. It's bad play calling.
Next comment. Same thing. Crazy Aces is lighting us up with comments. Thank you, sir. I'm tired of treating game 1 as preseason game 4. I agree too. I am so tired the fact that the first team offense did not have more snaps. Justin Fields did not have more snaps. It's the Ravens. The first team played a lot. Although they didn't play well, the kid Pickett he played a bunch of preseason snaps. Why did they think it was not appropriate for a team that was not healthy on the offensive line not to have them playing game snaps, not joint practice snaps, game snaps in the preseason? Why do we not think that was important? I don't understand.
You know what, Coach Shep? I'm gonna piggyback off this real quick. That was Nagy 2.0. That was his thing every year. Remember? Remember?
Yeah,
oh, they're balling out. They're balling out in practice. We don't need to play them in preseason. And then what did we get during the season? We got
at the time we had Mitchell mediocre Trubisky. And I thought that even though I wasn't a Mitch guy, I thought that he needed more snaps in the preseason too, because you need we've got to get on a page. We got to be all on the same page. And yes, you practice how you play. But with them saying that, you get the real fire, the real bullet stuff on excuse expression when the games are played live. Oh my goodness, Daddy Daycare is hectic today. I'm sure T Nick is gonna be like, "Is this a midweek game report or is it a baby report?" I'm sure T Nick will have something to say about that. Hey, look, man. Hey, I told you my youngest is a terrorist. Anyway, so yeah. What else comments we got from the network? Let's see. We also support Rain and Thunder. Huh? Oh, it's about the weather. I'm like Rain and Thunder. So predictable. They said I was like Rain and Thunder. The hell is that?
Supposed to be Rain and Thunder, yeah.
Rain and Thunder. I guess it's supposed to be bad weather. The last time the Bears played in really tsunami bad weather, they won. They beat San Francisco. Also, the game might be right, because with not tornado. Florida always has hurricanes. Hurricanes. It is hurricane season. So, that doesn't happen often. The NFL doesn't postpone games often, but that is a possibility.
Only for lightning. Only for lightning.
Yeah.
Only for lightning. And then the hurricane warning has to be extremely dangerous. I remember maybe about 15 years ago. I don't know if you remember this, Amp. Maybe you do, Sugar and Vodka. There was essentially like it was a Miami game. Miami was playing at home versus whoever, and it was like hurricane weather, like it was like a torrential downpour, and it was like one of the craziest games I've ever seen. It was like, not that it was just raining, like people just like excuse me, like God was pouring buckets of water on the field, and they played the whole game. This is the NFL. It's not high school. It's not college. They're not going to cancel the game because of the excessive rain. So. No different than the weather from game one of last year versus 49ers.
That was where the epic JF1 slide came.
Oh from. Yeah, yes, beautiful slide, beautiful win. Glad we couldn't piggyback off of more of those. So yeah, that's what our expectations are. What we're going to do is we've technically caught back up a little bit. We've got expectations, we got predictions, we got the betting line over under. We got some fan viewer. I want to give a couple other people to chime in. We got to get some more people to chime in on the game this week, or your opinions or something. You guys got any questions? Crazy Ace had another question. The energy was not even there either until Roshan came in and steamrolled the D. That's true. But I don't think the Bears in general had any energy in that game.
Wait, did I hear that was true until Roshan came along? Wait.
Oh, here we go.
Wait, repeat that again?
Until he ran the guy over, until he ran the DB over. I ain't gonna lie, I got hype at home. He did do that. I got hyped after the touchdown. I thought we had something when Mooney caught the touchdown. They beat him on that stacked receiver vertical. I was like, yeah, okay, let's do that some more. Then to find out later that was
Crazy Ace has a statement. He has a comment. Crazy Ace.
Yeah, I read it. The energy was not even. Okay. Are you just trying to emphasize that it was Roshan comment? That's what you want me to do? You want to emphasize the Roshan comment? You have to understand what I'm saying. I'm not talking bad about the young man. I'm not. I thought he was actually coming out the draft. He was behind Bijan, of course. I thought he was one of the top 5 running backs coming out because I thought because he played behind him, he has less wear and tear than Bijan Robinson. because the guy is so athletic. He was a high school quarterback. He went to Texas to play quarterback, and they asked him to play running back, and he embraced it because he's a team guy, and he only ran for, I think, he had 500 yards every year in college. Like, he's got so much growth. That's what I'm wanting. I want the growth for him. I just don't want to push him too far, you know. I mean, now look, if he comes down and has a 100-yard game and he puts them together, yeah, give him the job. But hey, we have legit running backs. We have legit. All three running backs can put up the numbers. They all can. Yeah. It's proven. Last year, Herbert, he led the league in yards per carry at over 4.5, or 4.7, 4.6 or something. Foreman, after the Panthers traded away, McCaffrey, he almost had 1,000 yards in less than 10 games. Yeah. So we have to tolerate a running back. And then we have an outstanding rookie. I'm just saying, let them guys spin, and if one guy's having a big game, run with that guy. That's what you do when you have running back by committee. That almost said a whole nother word. We don't want nobody to have that.
That's what I thought he said, and I was like, hold on. Back it up, Coach Chef.
Running back by committee. Okay, so we want to wind this down. This is what I want to do before we outro all of us. I want to do this again since we did the beginning of the show. I want to say, please, please, please like this. Like and subscribe to Chicago Clubhouse Network. Like the page. We need subscriber views. We need the algorithm to link people to us. Tell your friends, tell your family. If you're a Bears fan and you want an opinion from an opinionated mid-30s semi-pro college player who think he know everything about sports, but he don't, you want to watch this show. If you want one from a guy who is a veteran Bears fan, you want opinions from this guy, watch the damn show. If you want opinions from a person who doesn't even live here, she lives in a land far, far away, you need to watch this damn show. Watch the show, like, subscribe, like the network. We have outstanding programming. We have shows on Tuesday. Our mothership show, Chicago Clubhouse Network, Chicago Clubhouse Network, Chicago Clubhouse Podcast. That's a lot of verbiage. Every Tuesday, we have 8 p.m. Central on Tuesday. 8 o'clock on Tuesday. We have outstanding interviews from all 3 years. You can go look at our archives. We have outstanding interviews with Warren Sapp from the Tuesday Squad, ex-Bears, ex-Chicago Bulls, people who are from Chicago who are in the Hollywood sphere. Our man T-Nick, he is the plug. He knows people. If you tune in last Sunday, T-Nick is the plug. He knows. He's the plug. He knows. If you tuned in Saturday at 4 p.m., we had ex-Bear, Ahmad Merritt. Ahmad Merritt is a Chicagoland guy. He went to, was it St. Rita? I think he went to St. Rita. He's a Chicago guy. He played in Wisconsin with Ron Dane. He played with the Bears. We have the people you want to hear from who have Bears knowledge, who have Bulls knowledge, who have Chicago fans knowledge. We have all of that here at Chicago Clubhouse Network. Like and subscribe. On Wednesdays, we have She Said What She Said. My girl Cher Bear, she's from Detroit. She's the Lions fan, but we don't hold that against her because she has great content. She brings people from the world of sports, people about mental health. She pubs any business from Chicago. We pub any business from Chicago. If you like and subscribe, you come in, you send us messages, we'll pub you if you're a business in Chicago. All of us do that. We support Chicagoland businesses. We support our people. Tune in. We have this show on Thursday. Let's not forget Easy. I was getting to it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Easy does it. Friday, we moved him. I'm sorry. It's because of me that we had to move Easy to Fridays because my schedule sucks ass as a cook. I work every goddamn Sunday. Easy. Tell us about the show again.
Well, yeah, Easy does it. It's just, your friendly neighborhood diehard Chicago Bears fan who's just going to talk a bunch of shit about the other teams, talk a bunch of shit about the Bears if we continue to suck the way we do. Also, I'll talk about other Chicago sports, Cubs and Sox, Bulls, Blackhawks, maybe to an extent. But right now in the thick of football season, it's definitely going to be a Bears heavy and really just an all football. I'm realizing we might not be able to premiere till next Friday because this Friday, tomorrow, is Jewish New Year, so I celebrate that, Rosh Hashanah.
My Jewish brother has a holiday. Happy Rosh Hashanah, my brother.
So
there you go.
So Happy New Year to everyone, not just the Jews, but everyone. Our New Year. But yeah, definitely excited to get rolling on Easy Does It. I also definitely y'all should tune into this show because I can tell the vibes are great between the three of y'all. So it's gonna be a lot of fun.
I appreciate it. So if you come in so Chicago Clubhouse Network is a network of shows. We have shows. Right. We show Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. 4 days a week. Quality content. We have something for everyone. If you're not the biggest sports fan and you just want to come in and listen to some people talk about mental health or things going on in the Chicagoland area, you got to tune in on Wednesdays. That's Sherry Green's show. She said what she said. Outstanding young lady. I've known her for over a decade playing in the co-ed flag football circuit of Chicago. She's an outstanding person, an outstanding human being. Tune in. She her show's a lot. It's less time. She has a lot of quality in a short amount of time compared to us blowhard. But tune in. So like and subscribe. We need the love. We just had Chicago Clubhouse Network 3-year anniversary, September 6th. I want to shout out to everybody who tuned in today. Hey, Easy, if you can go back and just show us a comment from all the different people who chimed in, just so we can kind of get. I have one thing left to
say too.
Oh yes, please, yes, go ahead, S&V.
I really hope the Lions fan base listens to CJ Garden Johnson and everybody wears those blue ski masks this Sunday because I am looking forward to it, and I think that'll be an awesome game to watch.
That know what, I ain't gonna lie. That might be dope. I don't want to like anything. I don't want to like anything Lions, but I heard that interview. He was like, "Hey, everybody in the ski mask. I mean, you in Detroit, baby. You in the D. They can get away with it. You can get away with it in the D." So yes, crazy.
I'm here for
crazy it. HTV. Thank you for tuning in, my man.
Thank you, Crazy.
Kasim Baker, I've never seen you, but thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much. Whitfield, Turin Whitfield. I'm bad with names, brother. I'm sorry, even though my name's difficult. Thank you for tuning in. He gave us a lot of comments today. Who else do we have? I think we had Frank. I can't go up no more. Elijah, thank you for tuning in. 1st and 10 with Fox.
I'm Elijah. I'm Elijah.
What'd I say? Did I say something else?
No, I'm just saying I'm Elijah.
I know who you are.
No, I know. But I didn't think you needed to thank me because I'm already here. But anyway, I appreciate it.
Very fair. I was just rolling down the comments. We have a guy 1st and 10 with 5. He chimed in. I'm not sure what he chimed in with, but thanks anyway, I guess. Swift Sports Jr., thank you for chiming in.
Thank
you. Who else? Come on. We had Tony. I think it's
That's
Y-N-O.
It's what he calls me, Tones.
Okay. Why no Tony? Why no? Is that what it says? Okay. Why no Tony?
Because I don't like Tony.
Tony's a regular. He's a regular. Every Tuesday night.
Yeah,
he's a regular. He's one of our guys.
I call him Fonzo. He calls me Tones. It's our little thing that we have together. So yeah.
Okay, he chimed in. Thank you so much for the love.
10 podcast.
Frank chimed in today. It's like we always have 2 Franks. Who else chimed in? I see somebody I haven't seen. Mike Fosney.
Yeah,
chimed in. Thank you.
And thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for chiming in. Okay, just in closing, Easy, get ready. I want to thank Chicago Clubhouse Network. I want to thank T-Nick and the boys from the mothership, from our flagship show. Thank you. Tune in to the new inaugural show on Thursday night. Chicago Clubhouse Network presents the Midweek Bears Report.
Listen, shout out to my man Tim.
Are we doing the last? The last promo?
Oh, what happened? You didn't hear
the last promo?
No, we're about to. I was getting to it. My bad. I was just pumping the network, the show, pumping the show. Our sponsor today is Moore's Beer.
Listen, shout out to my man Terrence from Chicago's Clubhouse podcast, from the Moore's Brewing Company here in Chicago, Illinois. All right, we got bros out here putting out this for the Moors. It's tasty. I didn't even have to come on here lying about this. All right, this tastes like what I like when I drink a beer. I don't drink a beer often because I'm too big and I need to stay off of carbonated drinks. But this is the carbonated drink you need to open up and crack and take a sip. All right, if you want to come out of the dark ages, be educated. All right, get you some of this Moore's brew right here. It's definitely tasty. You can get it in Kenbark and High Park.
Whoa. I thought we were a team. Where's Mines? And when are we getting in Tempe, Arizona?
I guess we're going to have to find out, man. But everybody out there, for here from Chicago, go to Kenbark and pick you up some Moors.
This has been a Chicago Club.